The Imperial Guard. Napoleon Bonaparte's most elite soldiers, hand-picked, fearless, and loyal to the end. They were not just soldiers, they were a symbol of the Emperor's power and prestige. Welcome to CS History and On. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of Napoleon's Imperial Guard, his elite, hand-picked force that shaped battles and stood as a symbol of power. Let's jump right in. Founded in 1804, the Imperial Guard was formed as an elite corps of soldiers personally loyal to Napoleon. But what did it take to join this prestigious force? To become a guardsman, soldiers had to meet stringent standards. First, they had to serve a minimum of 10 years in the army, proving themselves in battle. Height was also a factor. For many units, you needed to stand at least 5 feet 10 inches tall. They were not just physically imposing, but also hardened veterans, often drawn from the most experienced troops. Statistics reveal that by 1814, the Guard had swollen to nearly 112,000 men, split into the Old Guard, Middle Guard, and Young Guard, each with different levels of experience. The Old Guard, known as Les Grognards, the Grumblers, was the most feared and revered unit. Napoleon referred to them as his immortals, their role to serve as Napoleon's last line of defense. On multiple occasions, they held the line against overwhelming odds, famously saving Napoleon from disaster. Napoleon himself trusted them above all others. He once remarked, "The Guard is a guarantee of my continued reign," knowing that as long as they stood by him, his empire stood strong. One of the most heroic moments of Napoleon's Imperial Guard occurred at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. As the French army crumbled, Napoleon ordered the Guard to make a final stand. With unshakable discipline and courage, they formed squares to hold off the advancing Allied forces, knowing the battle was lost. Facing overwhelming odds, the Guard famously refused to surrender, declaring, "The Guard dies, but does not surrender," becoming legends of unyielding loyalty and bravery. These words echoed the undying loyalty and fearlessness of the Guard, men who served as Napoleon's personal hammer on the battlefield. Napoleon's last words to his Imperial Guard were spoken at his abdication on April 20th, 1814, after his defeat in the War of the Sixth Coalition. In his farewell address at the Palace of Fontainebleau, he said, "Soldiers of my old Guard, I bid you farewell. For 20 years I have accompanied you on the road to honor and glory. In these latter times, as in the days of our prosperity, you have invariably been models of courage and fidelity. With men such as you, our cause was not lost, but the war would have been interminable. It would have been a civil war, and France would have suffered. I have therefore sacrificed all of our interests to those of the country. I go, but you, my friends, will continue to serve France. Her happiness was my only thought. It will still be the object of my wishes. Do not regret my fate. If I have consented to survive, it is to serve your glory. I intend to write the history of the great achievements we have performed together. Farewell, my children. I would gladly press you all to my heart, but let me at least embrace your flag." These emotional words marked his parting from the soldiers who had followed him through countless battles and campaigns. But what about today? The Imperial Guard may no longer exist in the same form, but its legacy continues. The French Republican Guard, a modern ceremonial and security unit, traces its origins back to Napoleon's Imperial Guard. While their role today is largely ceremonial, providing security for state functions and guarding the presidential palace, the spirit of the Old Guard lives on. They uphold the tradition of discipline, prestige, and honor, just as the Imperial Guard did under Napoleon. Today's French Republican Guard is made up of nearly 3,000 soldiers. They still maintain the tradition of protecting high-profile dignitaries, just as the Imperial Guard once protected their emperor. From the battlefield to ceremonial duties, the legacy of Napoleon's Imperial Guard has evolved, but its significance in military history remains unchanged. Whether in the thick of battle or standing in defense of their emperor, Napoleon's Imperial Guard represented the pinnacle of loyalty, courage, and military excellence. While the times have changed, the spirit of these elite soldiers lives on in today's modern guard, forever a symbol of power and prestige. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.